On my father's side of the family, his family was all Swedish, and they came to Canada first. And then his grandfather and this woman, they left Toronto, they fell in love, and the family did not approve of this relationship. And it was back in the 19th century, and they left Toronto and made their way to Minnesota together with 2 ox and 50 cents. That is the story. And, I'm so sorry, I got it wrong, because that's my, well, that's my father's mother. That's their, my father's mother's family was the family with the 2 ox and the 50 cents. Because the thing is, when they got to Minnesota, they had 19 children. And my father's mother was the youngest. That's a lot of people. And then my father's father and this woman, Florence, his mother, left Minnesota for Montana together in 1915, around then, because they were still homesteading in Montana and they got free land. But my father's father was a banker, and he was a banker in Montana during the Dust Bowl, so that all the farms failed and all the mortgages he loaned money for had to get called in, and the people in their small town in Montana were not very happy about that. My father left Montana for World War II, and then he got his education and came east for his job, and now I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm the least interesting person in my family. And on my mother's side, less interesting, but my mother's ancestors came over on the Mayflower, so, you know, that's kind of like special, because they were the first people from Europe to come to this continent to settle it. I don't remember the names of the people in the family that came then, but I know they settled in New England and eventually made their way out to Wisconsin, and they owned a paper company and they made paper products. And my mother met my father in Minneapolis, and that's when they moved back to the east, and I grew up in New Jersey, which is boring.